County governments often go unnoticed by the public, yet their services can play a vital role in maintaining the bonds that hold a community together. Hello and welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Candace Kelly, and we're on location in our nation's capital for the National Association of Counties Legislative Conference. Joining me is Commissioner Linda Higgins of Hennepin County, Minnesota. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, first of all, this is a somewhat new position and a different position in that you took your seat and filled in a seat that was 6 months open. Has that transition been a little more difficult than other political roles that you've played?
Well, some people would say that it's easier because I got a quick start, but it also didn't give you time to like shut down anything and have a little vacation and then take office. But it's been wonderful.
I can imagine. And you have so many interesting projects that are ahead of you. And as I mentioned in the open, you've talked about how people in your role and on a county level sometimes goes unnoticed. What do you mean by that?
When I campaigned door to door, the question I got asked the most was, what in the world does a county commissioner do? And so I'd talk about our safety net hospital. And Minnesota is one of the counties, one of the handful of states that the counties administer the social services programs for the state. So people would kind of understand that your sliding fee child care, your what used to be called welfare benefits, all those kinds of things are county functions, as well as transit and roads and bridges and all those kinds of things.
And I'm sure when you broke it down like that, certainly they understood.
They did, yes, yes.
Now, a lot of projects on your table. First of all, I know that the light rail line is already on its way. Tell me a little bit about where it has gone and where you would like it to go.
Well, at this point, we have one real line that works, and it's from downtown Minneapolis to the airport and the Mall of America. And next year, I think it's next year, the line to downtown St. Paul will be finished, and that's called Central Corridor. The next in line is Southwest, and that comes into the district that I get to represent. And then the next one is the Bottineau line, which goes northwest. And we're still in the planning process for both of those two lines. Southwest, of course, a little bit farther along the way. But we're trying to figure out things like where the line will actually go and where the stops will be. And a million other decisions.
And I'm sure that it really comes kind of combative when you're trying to figure out what has to go in order to make room for that line to cut through it.
One of the big decisions we've been struggling with is do we put the line through one of our main thoroughfares in North Minneapolis, taking about 120 houses, or do we put it right next to, just a few blocks away in the edge of one of our regional parks, where there's already an existing rail line. But you know, people who live next to parks want to live there because they're quiet and lovely, and so you know, there's a lot of conflict with that decision going on right now.
Speaking of housing, new housing is actually not just in the planning. It's been in the planning and it's really on its way, but what's the status of it?
We have a lot of housing ideas that we've got. We've got a couple in North Minneapolis that will be talked about and built, and you know, should they be green homes? Should they be sustainable homes? Should we go back and try and finish a couple of the other projects that were in the works a few years ago that the economy killed off. So we've got some unfinished business that we're needing to get kick-started again.
Absolutely. And listen, we have just 10 seconds, but I just want to mention that downtown there's going to be a little bit of a facelift. Suffice it to say, right?
Downtown's always looking at a facelift. Yes, yes. We've got between the stadiums and the Nicollet Mall being revitalized. We've got a lot going on.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Sounds like a lot of work, but a lot of fun work for you.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on this edition of Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Candace Kelly.